Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Majin Starcraft, and today's game is going to be between ROOTqxc, the Terran, and Softbale, our Zerg player. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be on Metalopolis. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg, so it's going to be an epic match. We have the purple Terran right here and the blue Zerg right here, and already the Zerg has started producing a couple of drones, so those drones might come into play a little bit earlier in the game. That he might try an all-in drone play, but then again the video is kinda really long, and so probably that's not gonna be the case, and I'm just talking out of my behind right now, and which is basically the truth. So Softbale right here is or Softball. I hate L. I hate L. And I hate this kind of names that use big small letters. Seriously, is it Softball or Softbale? I have no idea. That could be a big I or a small L. Let's call him Softball simply because the sport is softball, and the Softbale just inspires someone to go, I'm gonna go away now, I'm bailing on you guys, bye. Yeah. And right now we have the TV giving us a very nice commercial for our, I have no idea, Bubba's Gas. Right now you need to buy Bubba's Gas because it is the best gas in the Korpulu sector. So come on down to Bubba's Gas and gas station and get your gas. It's the most expensive gas you'll find, but it is still the best gas you'll find. Sponsored by FED, Global Elite Control. FED, Global Elite Control. Yeah. Not at all a play on words. So meanwhile, let's actually get a little bit into the gameplay. We have a spawning pool on 16, but we did have a 13 hatch, so we are gonna see a very early expansion from Softball, while ROOTqxc is going a double racks harass. However, a double racks marine harass, I don't know how effective that will be, considering that both players are pretty far off. They are complete opposite ends of this map, so any kind of movement distance is gonna be extremely big, either down or up. The basic time is gonna be the same. Now the SCV is running back and gonna take the Zelnaga tower. Meanwhile, the Marine is gonna start chasing the Overlord away from here, and the poor Overlord is just slowly flying away. Stop penetrating my shell with those little metal bullets. So this Overlord is actually gonna escape here with very little HP, 62 HP, and now it started regenerating its health, and it's gonna be stuck right here in the middle of the map while the Marine is gonna go for that early pressure. Meanwhile, we have a bunker here being built by the SCV. I don't know the purpose of this bunker because it's very far away from the base. However, if this bunker gets filled up, and if ROOTqxc can actually bring some more static defenses, that will completely lock the Zerg inside the base, and he could use tanks to come in and shell. I suppose that all is gonna be based on what else we have coming from ROOTqxc. So now we have a couple of Marines in here, 4 Marines to get to fill out this bunker. We do have 1 SCV, and now we're gonna have the Marines trying to move in here. However, the spine crawler is here for defense and trying to shoot. Here comes the Queen, and he needs to micro those Marines perfectly. Let's check out APM micro. As you can see, ROOTqxc averaging a 240 and gonna get hit by the spine crawler a couple of times. That gigantic piercing tongue from the ground or whatever, it is doing just great damage. I love the new spine crawlers. God, I hated the sunken colonies in Starcraft 1. They were just completely disgusting. So we have a second bunker going down. This bunker is completely filled, so this is a little bit strange, trying to lock in Softball right here with 2 bunkers. Gonna probably need a 3rd bunker right here to probably hold the line, but even so, this completely opens up the main base. As I said, there we go, we have Zerglings running here, gonna get inside the mineral line. And because all the Marines are in the offensive, these Zerglings are just gonna actually get scared off by a lot of SCVs. But these SCVs are going into mining time. As you can see, ROOTqxc is right now in the dumps when it comes to harvesters, and now these things die, the Zerglings die, and QXC can get back on mining. However, that little bit of delay in mining is gonna be costful, and as you can see, more Zerglings moving off for the aggression. The Spine Crawler gotta get into a position to attack this bunker. The Marines, where the hell are the Marines? I have no idea. Did the Marines charge in here where I was looking down? Probably. So now we have the Spine Crawler attacking the poor bunker, the SCV repairing the bunker, and does the bunker have enough range? No, the bunker does not have enough range to attack the Spine Crawler, and that is bad. As you can see, the bunker needing to be salvaged right here. And now using the couple of Marines to harass another Overlord. But yeah, very nice play by Softball, controlling his defenses and getting that bunker down, microing these Marines, trying to get a little bit of damage on the Queen, but the Queen will have none of it. I'm not running into you guys. You have big metal things that shoot smaller metal things that puncture my soft hide. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm basically here to spawn eggs, to take care of my lovely swarm, my babies, So yeah, is it me or am I the only one who actually misses queens from Starcraft, the one with their spawned broodlings? Ah, that was so epic to one-shot any kind of unit, any kind of ground unit. Hey, I have a couple of queens and you have a big army. Now your army is gonna spawn my units. It was just, I miss queens. Anyway, we have a Spine Crawler here who's going to go down, and a lot of Zerglings coming in here, taking out the SCV, and before the Marines can do actually anything, and now the bunker is going to go down because basically the Spine Crawler is slowly penetrating its armor. There is no SCV here for repair. I suppose they should try and salvage this bunker, but not so much. What is he going to do? Gonna try and salvage it, but sadly not going to do it in time. Meanwhile, QXC Softball is going for his third expansion. QXC has gotten his second. His income is slightly behind the Zerg player. However, his harvester count is slightly behind. The production tab says that we do have a starport on the way. The factory is not doing anything, not a tech lab, not a reactor, so nothing out of the factory yet. It's probably but there, and there is a reactor. So with all these barracks, and let's see, do we have no stim and no conch shells yet? Here come a couple of Zerglings, but gonna get plowed through by the static defenses and a complete gigantic number of Marines. So yeah, we're probably gonna go Marine Marauder Medevac because that is such a powerful build against Zerg. Because Zerg do not have storms, but they do have banelings. And no, I'm not gonna sing the song again. It's really gotten on my nerves the past few days. Yeah, so we do have now. It's gonna be a very nice and I think that if QXC isn't careful here, I wanted to say it's gonna be a very nice game. Is gonna be caught a little bit out of position, gonna get attacked from behind and from the front. As you can see, the Zerglings coming in here trying to keep the army. However, the Banelings are coming in from behind, and if QXC doesn't actually maneuver well, he is gonna get just backed into a corner by the Banelings. And here comes the Banelings here, and he's separating his army, and the Banelings just do so much damage and taking out that entire army. Very nice exploding Banelings taking out every single thing that QXC had. And as you can see, the units lost tab clearly favoring soft bail right now. The units he actually lost 51 units soft bail. However, QXC lost 35. So very nice play indeed, taking out that entire army with a couple of Banelings. Banelings do so much damage when they just explode. They give their lives for the swarm. Nobody gives these guys enough credit. They're just so good a unit. They are just, you know, the best. They are the backbone of the Zerg army because they evolved from little Zerglings, and Zerglings could live, Zerglings could do damage, run away, but they decide to evolve into exploding balls of acid for the swarm. And now Banelings coming in here, maybe gonna go into the middle line, might get inside the middle line, gonna run away, and no, I don't think that the Banelings are actually gonna do that much damage, and taking out a couple of SCVs, but not doing enough damage. The bunkers and a couple of Marines doing the job, and very nice micro from QXC to get away from there. Stim and Shield is on the way, and now Soft Bail is also going for another expansion here, going for a high yield. So that means that income-wise, Soft Bail, not the units lost tab, income-wise, Soft Bail is clearly ahead in the gas, in the minerals, and in the harvester count. That is over 12 harvesters ahead. And once this expansion kicks in, it's gonna be terrible. And we've had the Doom Drop here, and a lot of Zerglings already here to take off the entire thing, but now the medevac lifts off, and now it's gonna try and see where else it can drop this attack force. So we have 5, and as you can see, these things are getting healed inside. That is, I didn't know that things got healed. I'm gonna try and drop them here. There are 2 queens here. The medevac is probably gonna go down pretty soon. A lot of zerglings coming in there, and a overlord coming in to deny vision on these units, and the overlord is just saying, we're gonna stand above you. And now this medevac is running off, but did manage to scout the infestation pit and the 3 evolution chambers. Why would you get... Well, yeah, the 3 evolution chambers, 1 with attack, 1 with ranged attack, missile attack, and 1 with carapace. So everything is just going incredible for Soft Bale. He's ahead in the economy, in the units lost tab, in everything. So yeah, finally now ROOTqxc is going to run in here, but sadly he won't be able to land because all these zerglings, so he's actually gonna have to bring some army. Meanwhile, we have a scouting barracks over here and a big army with 2 SCVs gonna run in here, gonna take out a couple of overlords. 1 overlord dead, and here comes the zerglings and the banelings, and this is gonna be a lot of... The zerglings do get us around a very bad position. The banelings don't do that much damage, however, but the zerglings just swarm the marines. Only 1 marine getting picked up. This lucky marine actually alone inside the medevac. This warrior hero marine that survived everything. However, this army actually managed, probably during the 2-prone attack, managed to take out the expansion right here. So no high yield for QXC. These are a lot of zerglings and a lot of more zerglings. Zerglings doing so much damage. A planetary fortress, so that means that this part is defended. We have a couple of tanks to start dealing with that Zerg problem. A few more medevacs. This medevac needs to be repaired. And so yeah, do we have siege tech? Siege tech is not on the way. Siege tech is not even on the way, so tanks are not necessarily that good against the banelings or zerglings as of yet. We do have an overlord spawning creep here, but sadly it's too late and the overlord is gonna go down. However, at this point in the game, overlords don't count that much because they can just be reinforced completely fast. As you can see, we have a lot of overlords here. How many? 8, 12, 15 overlords right here, just idling by. Meanwhile, this army is getting really huge. We have a lot of Terran, a lot of infestors. We have not enough energy for fungal growth. Probably gonna lay down a couple of marines, but now we have enough for fungal growth. So it's gonna be basically, we're gonna see how this goes. And will fungal growth go down? Fungal growth does go down, and here comes did he lay a couple of more fungal growth? No, waiting for the fungal growth, and a lot of those infestors dying. Sadly, bringing them into the main line wasn't the best idea. Fungal growth was used, but and a gigantic portion of QXC army was lost there because, but also all those infestors died. Meanwhile, the expansion also getting taken out probably by those banelings. This is so much action, I can't actually keep up. Production tab says that we have 2 tanks at SCV. Meanwhile, we have burrows, so these roaches might be very sneaky and trying to run in here. We don't have any detector units. There is no Raven on the map, and I probably doubt there will be. I don't think that there is even an engineering bay anywhere here. So as you can see, the Terran on 1 upgrade, so there is an engineering bay somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, engineering bay, where are you? It's probably right in front of my face right now, and I can't see it. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, we're gonna have this fight, a little bit of fight here, not necessarily that much. We still have the scouting barracks, so QXC needs to make this work. He's behind in the units lost tab. You may no, he is actually ahead now. He's actually managed to do a lot more economical damage to softball than he has sustained. So very nice indeed. However, in the income tab, he is clearly behind. He's only on 2 base, while softball, well, right now he's also on 2 base. His main is completely mined out. QXC's main is gonna get mined out pretty soon here as well, so he needs to think about expanding as well. Meanwhile, we have a couple of zerglings running here. We also have these roaches. Do they have burrow? Burrow is finally complete. Still no observer units. Shield is ready. Stim is ready. Conch shields are ready. No nitro packs. Congratulations, Blizzard, you took the Reapers, that they were a great harassment unit for Terran, and to make something that nobody will ever get again. Congratulations, you guys are awesome. Right now, these Zerglings and the roaches taking out the two refineries, not necessarily a big hit, but that means that those things are gonna have to be rebuilt. Meanwhile, Softwale is going for his high yield, and so is QXC. Why isn't he landing? Oh, he's not landing because he's gonna... try and secure a little bit, gonna make sure that his expansion is not scouted, and now I think that this thing is gonna land. We do have a couple of Zerglings and a couple of Roaches here, not gonna do that much, but Roaches with Burrow might be able to sneak inside this mineral line and do a lot of damage. But so far no such play, and there is that finally we have a little bit of detection here. So this thing has landed, and we're gonna probably have a couple of transitioning SCVs, but no, first we're gonna have 4 mules in here. And watch that income skyrocket, and here come a couple of SCVs, a couple of more SCVs, and this income is, and now the income from QSC is going to go right back on top, I believe. Yes, there you can see. However, Softbale is also heading off his fourth expansion, his third expansion, and his fourth at the high yield again. So once those kick in, QXC is going to be behind again. However, he is mining the high yield. That will give him a slight econ advantage for the moment. I believe the forces did run in here, not going to do anything. We do have, oh no, this wasn't a detector, even worse, it was a sensor tower, and now gonna probably detect units if they come around. Meanwhile, the Zerg is at almost 100, was at almost at 170 food. We have 2 infestors, a couple of banelings, 1 or 2 hydras, and a few roaches. This is a weird unit composition. A couple of roaches getting smoked there. Oh, broodlords in here, broodlords coming with broodlings, and broodlings are gonna do so much damage, and here come the Zerglings and banelings, and gonna take out the entire Terran force, and a lot of banelings are gonna run in here, gonna take out the planetary fortress. The planetary fortress falls. A huge damage dealt right there for a huge hit done for Softball right there, and QXC just had to take that entire pounding. And as you can see, another attack here using the drops, and how a lot of Zerg units falling here. The medevacs doing their best, but these are a lot of roaches and a couple of hydras and a couple of broodlings from this broodlord. Broodlords are so terrible when it comes to dealing damage, and QXC is just completely falling behind and behind as much as the game goes on. As you can see, he's still ahead in the units lost count, and he's getting Terran weapons level 2 and shield level 2, melee attacks and ground carapace. That can only mean one thing, and there is the Ultra Cavern. As you can see, Ultralists will be on the way pretty soon, and with Broodlords and Ultras, I gotta say, both ground and air belongs to Softball right now. We have a couple of more Zerglings morphing into those Banelings, and QXC is right now on no base because this expansion was taken out. So QXC is probably not mining at all. 20 income at the moment. He actually took his command center from here and moved it here. He didn't lose it, but now he's gonna start mining again. However, Softball is still on one base that is almost done. Second base is almost done as well. So this expansion is probably the only income source for Softball once it kicks in. No other expansion. This is a huge army. 123 supply. Over 123 supply. So right now the Softball can run in here and gonna do a lot of economical damage. Here comes an overload, but there is no drop, and here comes the attack. It's gonna go right for the expansion, gonna try and stop the income, but no, the Terran forces are here to defend. We have Vikings to deal with those broodlords. However, I don't think that there are many broodlords left. There's only one, and here come the Stim Marines to take out the Zerg army. The tanks in this position were just perfect to stop anything from coming in here. So QXC is actually ahead in my opinion right now, because Softball is completely mining on 2 dead bases that are gonna go down. He's finally getting up a new expansion. QXC, however, is mining on only 1 base. It's pretty full, but still, it's only 1 base. He needs to expand because Softball is going for the high yield and another expansion. So once those kick in, Softball is gonna have enough minerals to reinforce his army. Meanwhile, if we look at the army tab, Softball is a little behind here, 101 supply over 143. So ROOTqxc is right now in the perfect position to actually get the attack. Here comes the Vikings to scout for that final broodlord. There is that Ultralisk I was talking about earlier, and here come the fungal growth on the Vikings, but Vikings don't care for that fungal growth. They just take a little bit amount of damage, and another overlord gonna fall. And now this is basically with no anti-units for Softball. The Vikings will go rampant, taking out all these overlords across the map if he actually decides to do that, but he doesn't, and that could supply block our Softball. Very wise here, not necessarily running in here, gonna use the tank shells to take out this expansion, so not allowing any kind of mining, and gonna bring in a couple of Marine Marauders just to make sure. So that means that the only expansion with income is this one for Softball. His natural is almost mined out, his second is almost mined out. QXC is probably behind at the moment in income because he is only on one base. However, his base is completely saturated and it is still pretty healthy in all it comes in when mineral patches. Meanwhile, QXC is only mining gas from his main, and he still has quite a bit, strangely enough. And now it's gonna probably be the final push of this game. It's gonna be, if QXC manages to take out these two expansions, it's gonna be lights out for Softball. It's all gonna come down to Micro if Softball manages to do a lot of things, but the Vikings are just taking out all the overroads across the map, almost getting supply blocked, and here come a couple of Marines Marauders to take out this expansion, and the tanks are in perfect position to shell everything. Vikings getting vision. A couple of infested Terrans are gonna come in here, but reinforcing Marines and Marauders take out the infested Terrans, and the entire Zerg army just completely falls to Terran tanking ability, and more Zerglings falling to a couple of more shells, and Softball calls the GG despite the fact that he was on 3 base, but he knew that this was lost. So brilliant play for both these players. A good long match where QXC was constantly on 2 base, constantly being pressured, but he did manage to pull off the win. He is a great player. Big ups to Softball for actually fighting his way in this game, but in the end it came down to a little bit of better strategizing for QXC, and I'm sure Softball will do a lot better in the next game, and I hope to see you guys next episode.